Why no one is talking about this great fantasy book? Hi guys, this is Stan here, and today I want to talk about this book, The Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu. This book only got 3,000 ratings on Goodreads, and I don't understand why, because this is such a good book. This is the first book of the War Art series, and it is a martial art based high fantasy. It got some sort of fantasy elements in it. If you have already finished this book, you can already tell how much Wesley Chu loves martial art or wuxia. If you're a big fan of martial art, wuxia, or action combat scenes, this is definitely a book for you. So what is this book about? In this book, we follow 4 main POVs, and the first one is a boy called Jiang. He is the chosen one who will eventually defeat the Eternal Khan. With this destiny, he was trained with different martial artists and acquired different sort of skills. He is living a very luxurious life and being spoiled because different states in this kingdom are sponsoring this destiny. They all believe that one day Jiang, this chosen one, would defeat their great enemy. So here comes to another perspective. A great retired martial artist called Lin Tashi. Everybody in this book knows about her name. One day she saw how weak or how useless this chosen one was, so she decided to train Jiang by herself. But with what happened earlier in the book, she had to settle Jiang, the chosen one, in a war artist institution, and she has to investigate what's going on by herself. In this book, you see a lot of hilarious, funny moments between this great master and this useless student. On the other side, from the race of the Eternal Khan, which is Kati, we got a great warrior called Sally. Because of her duty and also what's happened earlier in the book, she had to return to her home city, but she didn't want to do so. Her people was killed or captured by the June, where our chosen one, Jiang, was studying, and so she wanted to seek revenge on behalf of her people. But what actually really made her not to fulfill her duty was actually her missing sister. So she decided to give up her duty and try to explore what actually going on with her people in June. And lastly, we got a group of bounty hunters called Shadowkill, and their leader, Chisami, was our last POV. She was ruthless, she was bloody, she was brutal, but sometimes she got this really dry humor because of the money she can get from killing or capturing our main characters and also the fame brought by it. This group of bounty hunter started to plot against our main characters, or even they may need to work with them. So what makes this a good book? Firstly, I think that's because of the lively action combat scenes. As you can tell how much Wesley Chu loves martial art, this book got loads of fighting scenes, and they are all really lively, really easy to picture, and you won't get lost in these action scenes. The second thing I really like about this book is the character development. I think it is a really interesting take on the chosen one. This chosen one was rubbish, was weak, and he thought he could defeat the Eternal Khan really easily with ongoing training he got. But not until Tashi slapped his face, wipe him down from zero to start again. In the middle of the book, he didn't go well with the students in the institution, and when the story develops, this chosen one, Jiang, learns how to live in a group, and he can start making friends and find her brother and not being bullied anymore. This book was also heavy with political development. Firstly, we got different states who believe Jiang was the chosen one, so they keep sponsoring his life. Until one day, they may heard about the prophecies seem to be fulfilled. They, without thought, try to put Jiang down. Later in the book, we find out that these states start to divide. They may have their own plots against each other, and we also got this interesting relationship between the June and the Kati. The June won the wars, they captured Sally's people. They were not really mistreated because they still got some degree of freedom within the city. But from Sally's perspective, she want to free her people, she want to liberate them. So she does what she has to do to free her people to return to the Grass Sea. But what she's doing, is it really that good to the relationship between these two places? Also with the Eternal Khan, and I forgot the name of this title, but the head of the monk, they share similar kind of resurrection, but not everybody knows about it. Only the Kati knows about how Eternal Khan gonna be revived, so that person gonna be called the Eternal Khan. But also we got this monk who also undergo similar kind of resurrection. You need to find another person, and that person would have the memories of the previous lives. What really interesting about this book is the romance elements in it is really limited. There's not too much going on, but there's some sort of hints of other side characters. So overall, I enjoyed reading this book so much, and I can't wait to pick the next book up. I can't wait to see what's happened in the next book. Here are some spoilers. After breaking the pact between June and Kati, what Sally and her people would do after fleeing their home. Also, would our chosen one, Xian, gonna be the Wind Whisperer? But does that mean that Tashi has to die to give him the title? And what about the newly made friends? Where would they be? When would they be reunited again? And lastly, what will the Shadow Kills do in the next book? Because I've read the synopsis and they're gonna be in the next book. So I can't wait to see what they're gonna do, this brutal group of bounty hunters. I hope that I can convince you to read this book because there's only 3,000 ratings on Goodreads and I consider that it's really low. If you enjoy martial art combat scenes, this book is definitely for you. And this is The Art of Prophecy by Wesley Chu. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, give it a like. If you don't want to miss any video of me in the future, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I will see you next time. Goodbye!